crazy. You come there, it's you're feeling 50,000 people in the Johan Cruyff Arena, and they're singing Thrill Buzz. You want to sing with them, but you enjoy it. You play against the relegation. It decides how close are you with your teammates. We don't get relegated with Admira, not because we were the best players, but we were a team like this. It was the most difficult time in my career because I wake up in the morning with a pain. If you wake up every day with pain, some days you think, okay, maybe you have to end your career.
Hello everyone and welcome to our next Podball episode. I'm Chris Papadimitriou, a professional athlete and the founder of Podball. Before I start with today's discussion, I'd like to ask you a favor. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a 5-star review on Spotify. So let's go back on the discussion. Like, what influences and experiences shaped your character and the person you are today?
I think it's important in football and soccer that you are strong in your head. Mm-hmm. You have pressure nearly every day if you go to the training or if you go to the match.
And how do you build this strong mentality?
I think it comes by itself, by every day doing what I love with the pressure, but you have to hear in your head, and I say it's important that you do what you love, and if you love it, it's easy to make it. But sometimes there are tough times in your career, but you have to think of like the beautiful things.
Absolutely, and you said that you did or you still do what you love. So why football?
Oh, I can't say to you because when I was a 4-year-old boy, I told my mama, so I want to go to a club. So I played in the garden my own, and then I said to mama, I want to go to a team. I want to play with teammates, and this love was in my body. I felt it from child on. So I don't know exactly why football, but I think my dad is important for me because he take me to the stadium and watch many games in the TV. And yes,
and nobody from your family was a football player before?
There were no football players, but my dad is a big fan.
A big fan. So the love of football came with time. The more you played, the more you fell in love with this sport, and you came to the academy of Admira.
Yes.
And what do you remember from these times?
So the first thing is, before the academy, I was 9 years old, and I played soccer in a small town, a small village, and I played basketball. So I do both sports, and then with 9 years, we played a friendly game against Admira, and the coach told my mama, "Oh, I want this guy." And then I have to decide it with 9 years if I stay at a small village and can play basketball and soccer, or I go to Admira. And but then I have to quit basketball because it's no time for both. So it's a little bit sad, but I knew in me I want to play soccer more than basketball, and then I decided to go to Admira and train every day in the age of 9. So I have to be very thankful for my parents. They drive me every day 15-20 minutes to Mödling that I can play with Admira, and so yes, I knew it was the right decision.
And how important is to have the support from your family? Because in my case, also when I was in the academy of Ajax, if there wasn't my father who drove me 1 hour to the training and 1 hour to go back, I don't think so I would have made it. Yeah. I wouldn't have made it to the first team.
It's the same. It's the same with me. It wouldn't be possible to play at Admira if my dad were able to drive me every day to the training. So it's very important.
When was the day that you took the decision that okay, football is something that I would like to do it professionally?
I think with 5 or 6 years, these books in school, if your friends gave it to you and you have to put your name, your birthday, and then there's the question, what do you want to do if you're an adult? So, and I wrote, every time I want to be a soccer player.
Okay.
And all the friends are laughing and the parents say, oh, I think it's not possible, but I knew it. I know it's possible because I love this game and I want to play this for my whole life.
It's so beautiful that you managed from such a young age to manifest, to know what you want to do in your life. And I guess along the way there were people who said, okay, it's not possible, you're not gonna make it, but still, you had this belief in yourself and you worked hard for it.
I had this feeling, and
yes,
I never think too much about this, but I felt it that I just want to play soccer.
When I was at this age, I wrote, I want to do a job that does not require a lot of traveling because I want to be close to my family.
Okay.
And then I became a footballer, and then I said, yes, I didn't want to work in a ship where you are out, you are traveling for 6-7 months. I don't want to become a pilot because again, you have the same thing. And then I became a football player, and then I traveled to Germany. I went to Austria. I was traveling in between, except the time I came to Vienna. I was never for a long time in one place. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I did the job that it's great. Yeah. That had a lot of traveling. So fast forward now, you played for Admira. You made it to the first team. You went through all the youth, the academy. And then you came to the first team, and you played 159 games, if Transfermarkt is correct. What do you remember from this time?
A great time there, but it was not the best team with, I think sometimes we have to wait for our money and things like this, but we were such a cool team. So we were like a family, we go to training. After that, we go to eat something, or if we won a match, we go to party, nearly the whole team. And this was the best time in my soccer life, because we played good soccer and we had an amazing time in our free time. So it was crazy.
And the same thing, Willy was here, Domoro and Sako, and they both said that their time in Admira was their best time in their career, because you were like a family.
Yeah, that's right.
And how do you build an environment like this?
I don't know it exactly. I don't know if you can build it, or maybe it just happened. Right characters, or right time, the right place. So I don't think if you can build this, I think it happened.
And what was your best moment during your time in Admira, and what was the worst moment in your time there?
Best time, so it was so much, but I think we had 2 or 3 times we had on the last match of the season. We played against the relegation to the second league, and every time we made it, time in the last game, and there's so much pressure on you. And after this, you can celebrate, I think, 4 days.
Yes.
Okay. And this is amazing, this feeling. And there were other feelings, like we go to the Europe League playoffs, but in front of this season, also before the season, everybody was saying, okay, Admira will go down to the second league, and then you made it to the Europe qualification, so that's amazing.
And what was the feeling to play in this tournament?
It was very, very cool to play this. I was a young player, and I know the games in Austria and so on, but it's a special feeling if you fly away, you play not in Austria, and new feelings, new things you have to see, and I love it to play 2 games in 1 week, because you have less to train.
Yeah. And I mean, you stayed there for 4 years. In the first team, you were 4 years, if I'm correct. And then you moved to Sturm Graz.
Yes.
Well, Sturm Graz is a bigger club, has a bigger tradition, and also a bigger fan base. How was it for you, coming from a smaller club to a club that has bigger ambitions?
It was a little bit difficult in the beginning. It's a lot more pressure than at Admira, but I think it's always, if you go to the team and you play good, and the whole team plays good, it's more easier. But at this time, we were not that good, and I have some problems with injury then for some months, and it was not an easy time. I love this club. The fans was amazing to play there, but the time just from the soccer side, it was not so good for me.
Okay, so let's take things, because I have some questions that I'm sure that other athletes will have as well. When you come to a new club that has such a big name, and the pressure is there, how do you adapt into this environment?
I think you have to concentrate on your thing, so you can play football. You proved this the years before. So if you go there, okay, it's more pressure. It's maybe some fans are not happy with you, but it will happen everywhere. So you have to concentrate on your thing. You're a good player. Sturm Graz don't buy a player who can't play football. Yes. So that you have to come to your mind, and then it's no problem.
And during your time in Sturm Graz, you played for the first time in Champions League, the qualification, and you played against Ajax.
Yes.
And I'm really curious to know how it was to play in Johan Cruyff Arena, because I saw you played against the Light. Huntelaar was a striker. It was De Jong, Tadic came in and the coach was Erik ten Hag.
It was
You
crazy.
played number 6.
Yes,
Yes. So how was it everything?
it was crazy. You come there, it's you feeling 50,000 people in the Johan Cruyff Arena, and they're singing shrill, but crazy. You want to sing with them, but you enjoy it. But it is so hot. It was so fucking hot there.
Because the day hotter, the pressure was so much that
I think because it's a big stadium and there's no much air. It's really hot there, and you can't breathe in the beginning. Maybe curious or nervous, but I love this game. So this is best feeling I have ever had in a game.
So you came in the arena. Did you train the day before there, or
yes, we trained the day before.
What was the first things you saw?
You saw the stadium and you think about, okay, Ajax Amsterdam it's such a big club, and you're not scared, but you have respect from this arena, and it's really you just want to go to sleep that you can play on the next day.
And how did you prepare yourself mentally for this game? It was the same thing as you did in the previous game,
yes.
or it was something different?
No, it's always the same thing because it's the same game to play. So I don't change anything. So I want to have my rituals before the game. I never change anything.
What are these rituals for you? I have seen that you are very calm before a game.
Yeah, normally I'm very calm, but I eat the same things. I had
the day before or the same day?
On the same day.
On the same day.
Yeah, I eat at the same time if it's possible. No stress in this day. I don't want to have stress in this day. Just relax and just to be happy that there is a game on the evening.
And you don't like to listen to your own music mostly?
No, it's the music. The other place is okay. I can hear every music. It's okay for me.
Okay, and you stayed now in Sturm Graz for 2 seasons, but you had some injuries because I also saw that you didn't play as much as you used to play before.
Yes.
And injuries is a big part of a football career, of an athletic career. So how did you deal with these injuries that you had?
I'm lucky that I have just one big injury. It was maybe not a good time, but it was, I think, 4 or 5 months later that I come to Sturm Graz, and it was a difficult time for me. It was the most difficult time in my career because I don't know the word in English, but a Schambeinentzündung. So the first 3 or 4 months, I didn't know what I have. I wake up in the morning and had a pain.
And where was exactly the injury?
Every day it was in this direction, but every day I had pain. One day here, one day here, one day here. So we don't know what it is. And then if you wake up every day with pain,
yes.
Sometimes, some days you think, okay, maybe you have to end your career. And after...
So you had these thoughts during
I had this thought, yeah, because I wake up in the morning, really, and the first thing I felt was pain. And nobody can say me, okay, it's this. We have 3 or 4 months that we knew, okay, it was a Schambeinentzündung. And then I did some exercises, but it never get better. And after 5 months, I get to a physiotherapist, and he was the first one who helps me, and I felt a little bit better. And then I say, okay, now it's light in the dark. You can see in your future. You can play again. And I played then with I think 2 or 3 years. I had pain every game, every training. Yeah, but it was okay to play. And after 3 years, I found some exercises for me. Now I do it 6 or 7 times in the week, and now I'm happy to can play. And nearly there are really 4 or 5 days in the week I have no pain. So I'm so lucky today.
Do you still have pain from time to time, or?
Yeah, I have sometimes, but small pain. So it's really okay. I think every football player has this pain.
And you never need to do an operation.
No,
this injury.
I never did this.
You never did.
Yeah.
But do you think if you had this physiotherapist earlier, it would have been easier for you to go back to the trainings? Because it took you a while to find this physiotherapist.
Yeah, maybe it's possible, but I don't know. So, but I'm a guy. Say it is how it is. Maybe it was good for something that I had this break. I don't know, but I don't think about things in the past.
In the past. And during this time, do you have a support system like friends, family, girlfriend, maybe that help you? Because it's a time that only you know exactly what it is. You have this pain. You cannot do what you love. And it's hard. You go back home and, the team keeps training, the team keeps winning or losing the games, but you are not exactly part of this
It's very hard. It's very tough. I have everything in my life. I have my family. I love my family. They gave me support every time I need it. But I'm a character. If I have problems, I can deal it with myself. So the best. I'm not the character. There are some people who want to speak then every day and need to speak, but I'm a little bit like for myself and then getting better.
If you had to go through again the same injury, would you have dealt with it in different way? You would have gone faster to a physiotherapist. Maybe you would have reached out to someone who had the same injury, or
maybe I would change something because it took a long time. But I had a very good physiotherapist at Sturm Graz. So no, many players have this injury, but it changed from people, also from guy to guy. So everybody needs some exercises, but for your own. And I think it takes the time that you find your exercises to make it better.
Yes. And this exercise you found them on your own.
Yes.
Like you checked them on internet, or you saw
I did some exercises. I tried, and then I found 4 or 5 exercises. I do it before the training. I do it in the evening. If I felt some pain, I will do it 2 times a day, and it's getting better with this. So, but just try, and then you find it.
So you stayed for 2 seasons in Sturm Graz. You had a contract for 2 years, or the contract was longer?
I stayed for 1 year. I had a contract for 3 years. I stayed 1 year with the injury, and after this year, I go back on loan to Admira.
To Admira, okay. Yes. And then you get again
after
games?
I get games at Admira. Then I go back to Sturm Graz after this season, and then I had 1 year contract, but they told me, okay, they don't plan with me, and then I go to Ried.
So you share this news. They don't plan with you. How was it there? How was it for you?
It's hard. It's hard to hear it, but I was not so surprised because I was on loan and I knew Sturm Graz don't play that good at this time, and they want to change a lot. They want to change players. They change their coach, and so it was not so surprised. But it's hard because your dream is to go to a big club. It was a dream to go to Sturm Graz. And then it doesn't work that you like you want it to work. So it's hard, but you say, okay, there's your next exercise is Ried, so it goes on. You chase
and how this offer came about?
It was very spontaneous. So I heard Sturm Graz doesn't plan with me, so okay, I was in contact with my manager.
And you still had time to plan everything. There was not last minute call.
Oh, it was something like this. There was my manager called me and said, okay, Ried wants to have you. I think it was 1 week before the transfer window was closed. It's good. I have to sleep one night, and on the next day I drove to Ried and make the contract. Okay, so
Ried now is your next team. How was your first season in Bundesliga for playing for Ried?
For Ried, so first season was a tough season. They get up from the second league in this time, and it's hard for a team if they go up. It's a little, not a little. It's a much change there, but we made it, and we get it done that we don't get relegated, so it was still okay. But I had the coach who get me to Ried was fired, I think, I don't know, 3-4 months after I came. So there was a new coach, and it's always difficult if there's a coach you don't know. Like, did he like you? Did he like you not? So I had in the last 5 years, I think, about 15 or 16 different coaches.
Wow.
So it's very hard, and you have to adapt, and you can play what you want, but if the coach don't like your style, sometimes you have no chance. And in Ried, it was tough after this.
And that is something we discussed also in previous episodes with athletes, that a coach can define your career. If he really believes in you, you're going to be playing amazing. And if not, it's going to be the other way around.
It's a point, yeah.
And Sako told me that most of the time, he himself did not go to talk to the coach. Domoro told me that back then, the coaches were not so communicative, where they say like what they have in mind or what they expect from a player. How was your case?
My case, I never go to the coach in my whole career, because I think I wouldn't change anything with speaking. I will concentrate on my playing football on the pitch, but I don't want to speak with the coach, and I'm not the person who needs the coach to speak with me so much. So but there are other people, other players who want that the coach speaks with him 3 or 4 times a week. So it's very difficult for a coach. But for me, it was never important to speak.
We are quite different in that, because I like to know what the coach thinks. Maybe not 3-4 times per week, but I like to have an idea. Because
that's okay. So
because for me, at least, yes. And at least in my career, sometimes I was assuming different things. The coach expected something else, and there were not a fit.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I was not playing. I was dissatisfied. And I did blame the coach, which I realized with time that was the wrong attitude, because at the end of the day, a coach wants to win. Yeah, I would just prefer sometimes that they are honest and directly when I go to the office and I take the decision to go, because it's not easy, and it wasn't easy, to tell me, look, you have to do this. For me, sometimes it was the language. I did not speak the German language, so in the beginning it was this, but it was just an excuse. Maybe I was not pressing good enough, or was something else that I was missing, but I would prefer to listen to the reality and not have this, diplomatic way of.
That's the most important thing for a coach. That is, he had to be honest. Mm-hmm. It could be hard, but you have to be honest.
And during this time that the coach did not believe as the coach before, how did you still believe in yourself?
Oh, I still believe in myself, because I knew that things I can play football, but you never fit in everybody's style of football. So that's okay. You have to accept this. You can go out every day and do your best. So that's the only decision you have to do.
Absolutely. And you did not play, I guess, for some time under this coach, and then this coach left and came a new one.
Yes.
And then you started playing again.
Yes, Ried was crazy. Sometimes I played, sometimes I come from the bench, and sometimes I was not even in the squad. And it changed, I think, 4, 5, 6 times in Ried. So it's crazy. I ever did the same things, but it changed very, very much. So
the result, even though you made the same things,
I do the same things. I train the same way, and sometimes I play. Sometimes at this coach, I'm not in the squad. At the other coach, I was in the starting 11. So this is football. Yeah,
this is football, and. You described as your worst time of your moment the time you relegated with Ried. Playing for relegation is a tough situation you can find yourself in. So the season before, successfully you stayed in the first league. The year after, you did not. So what do you think happened during the season that changed this result?
It's difficult to say, but I think in the you play against the relegation, it decides how close are you with your teammates, how close is the team, and this will decide. Not even the better team will stay at the first league. I think it will be how close is really the team, and so we don't get relegated with Admira every year. I think 4 years we don't get relegated, not because we were the best players, but we were a team like this.
Yes.
And maybe this felt a little bit in Ried the other way.
And the year before was different.
It was a little bit different, yes. But it's difficult to say one point why you get relegated. I think it's a lot of points and a lot of facts.
I watched the interview after the game you had against Ried, and it was an emotional interview. Now that that time has passed, you see things differently. What do you think you have done differently so the team might have the chance to stay in the league?
For my own?
Yes.
Maybe it's a difficult question. If I knew it, I would change it years before. Yes. But maybe you have to be a little bit more leader and take the team and give this a good feeling. Maybe I can change this, some ideas like this, but it's difficult.
Very good advice, also very good reflection. And can you describe me how it is to go every game and knowing that you play for the bottom of the league and you fight for the relegation? How is it?
It's hard. It's really hard because it's not only on the game day. It's also on Wednesday, Thursday. You think about, it's such an important game on the weekend because it can affect your future. If you go down as a young player, maybe your career is finished as a professional. So go second league, and maybe then you don't find another club or something like this. So it's a lot of pressure, but you have it every day, every time in football. If you get it done, that you can avoid the relegation, it's the best feeling.
Yes.
The best feeling. I don't know how it feels to be first in the league. I never was first in the league, but I know how it feels that you avoid this relegation. This is crazy.
And how was the time with the fans? Because it's different to play for a club that plays for the top 5 positions, and another feeling you get when you play for the relegation. So you need the support of the fans. So how was that?
It's good if you feel the support, but sometimes it's also hard if you lose a game and then you have to go there and they shout 90 minutes for you and try to support you, and then you see these people are angry or not happy with you. You can understand this. You can understand it a little bit from the side of the fans,
yes.
Okay. But you also think as a player, it would be easier. It would be better for you that they stay and say, okay, come on the next game or something like this. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to see it in 5-6 years. I want to go to the stadium as a fan because yes. it's another feeling, and I want to expect this and I want to feel this also. So
when I was in AEK Athens, we had some bad games and the fans were coming after to ask us about our performance. And the captains from the team, they were going in front and they were trying to tell them that next game we're going to give everything, and that's how it worked. That was something that you also had to do. Did you have to go in front of your teammates to speak with the fans and apologize for bad performance or for a bad day in sports?
We had these days also, but I think it's hard at this moment, but it's the life of a player. You have to do this. It's not only the good times, it's also the bad times, and you have to stand there and say, okay, maybe it was my fault, it was our fault, we don't play good, but you can, every time you have to say, okay, we try it next week again.
Yes, and at the end of the day, nobody likes to lose. I'm sure that you gave everything.
Of course,
you're 100%.
Every player gives 100%, but sometimes with emotions directly after the game. So I can understand a fan who said, "Oh, you don't give 100%," but it's never right. Mm-hmm. Everybody gives. Yes. Nobody wants to lose. How you say it?
Absolutely. And the team relegated at the end of the season. So was it something for you that you said, "Okay, we relegated now. I would still like to be part of the next project, which is again maybe the promotion." Would you like to be that way?
I think that way, but the team had other plans. So they changed to a lot of young players and want a new style and something like this. And then we spoke each other, and then it was like this that they say to me that okay, I will never not play that much like before, mm-hmm. and then I think about it. Okay, I am at the age of 32 and I want to play some games. I knew yes. I have not 5 or 6 years. I have 1, 2 or 3 years mm-hmm. more, and I want to play games because I love this game. Yes. And then I come to the decision that I go to Stripfing.
You gave me a great assist. Stripfing is also, we are lucky to have you and and that you bring also this experience, because it's a project that has a lot of young players with the cooperation of Austria Vienna. What is your first impression of this project? How our season has been so far?
I think we had a great start the first half year of the season, so it makes a lot of fun, and there were a lot of reasons for me why I come to this club, because I knew it's a new project. Takes time that it get better and better and better. It's logical, but I love to do it with so much young, talented players. I can give the experience to them, and there were much reasons. And I am also here near to my birth city, so I have my family here, and so I like it very much here.
And we have now a very good beginning, as you said. Now we are in a situation we start with 2 losses, which of course it's part of the game. How do we get out of the situation?
I think we have to think at ourselves, and every player can play football. Okay, we had a bad start, but if you win the next game, so everything can change that much. It's so fast, and this is football. So one day you are the loser, the next day you are the winner.
Absolutely. So. And also, I think you said that if everyone starts from himself, giving 100%, then I think also the result is going to come on the pitch. So you also said you are having 2 or 3 years more in your career. On my episodes, I'm trying to touch on transitioning life after sports, because I believe that it's very, very important aspect in an athlete's life. We also try on Podball to provide coaching for situations like this for athletes who are a bit lost after the game, after their career. Because if you think that we take most of our lives to do something we love, but unfortunately we cannot do it forever. If something goes wrong, do I have a plan B? That maybe with time you say, okay, and now I'm getting to my 30s, I still need to do something because I have to do something afterwards. And the reality is, I saw one time a research paper that says that this 1% of football players represent the top of the pyramid, which is they earn so much money, they can do whatever they want afterwards, but still they have to find a second passion. So what, in that sense, did some things cross your mind on what kind of career do you want to have after your career?
Yeah, I have some ideas because just I love football, so I want to stay in football after my career. I studied the last 3 years. I did an MBA of business administration, and now I did the license to the coach. So I have some ideas, but I want to try everything a little bit. Try to be a coach, try to be in the management or something like this. I want to try it, and then I can say, okay, that's my thing. That's my thing. I want to do this, and I hope that I can do after my career also a thing that I will love.
Yes.
So that's the most important thing.
You're a great example of an athlete who did something during his career. Would you have preferred to start earlier?
Yes.
Yes. So would you recommend it to an athlete?
Definitely. You have a lot of time in your career, and so instead of every day going to Netflix and chill or something like this, go and do something for your career after this. It's rare. It's really good. And I started late. I think it was 27, 28. I don't know it exactly, but the years before you can do study, or you can do some work or some experience. So just do it.
Yes, and I will agree with that 100%. I think football gives you this free time that if you invest it wisely, when you retire, you will see all these benefits that you might didn't see during your career. And you can start, I mean, that's what I would recommend if you ask me now also. Maybe if you don't know what you like, you can learn a language. You don't have to do 20 things. You can start from one and slowly.
And you don't have to do it every day. I think you have enjoy your life also, but you have 7 days a week. So you can, if you do it two days a week or 3 days a week, you have enough time to enjoy your life. So you can do this. And
something else I realized is when we play football, we are always with our teammates after the training, before the training. And if I had to do things again, and I basically started quite a few years ago to go out of my comfort zone and get to know people that they are from other industries, so you can get a bit of some ideas on what is happening out there, because I think we are living in a bubble.
Yes.
And we are with the teammates all the time. The topics are very specific.
That's right.
And I think doing some network that is outside of sports can be also very beneficial for your career after your career.
Of course. It's you can find new things or new sites on different things. It's good. It's a good idea.
So now imagine you wake up tomorrow and you are 18 years old. Okay. But you have all this wisdom you gained until now and all the experiences you made. What advice would you give to yourself?
Just be yourself and be happy. Be happy with these things you do. Also in the hard times, be happy. You can play football every day and maybe enjoy it a little bit more and have less pressure.
Okay.
Because it's just football.
Yes, that are some cool advices that young athletes could take. We're coming to the end of this interview, and I have a small surprise for you. Okay. Some friends and teammates gave some questions for you. So, what would you be if you were not a football player?
I think something with finance or stocks or something like this, maybe in this direction. But it's a hard question. I don't know it exactly, but I'm interested in finance and something like this.
That's also a good question. I forgot to ask you. Did you invest the money you made during football? Did you invest in some other fields and to be better prepared for the life after sports?
Yes, I have an apartment to live in. It's my apartment, and I have a lot of money in stocks.
Okay, great. So next question is, who is the best player you have played with, and who is the best player you have played against?
Best player I played against was Frankie de Jong against Ajax. He was crazy. Felt like he's an adult and we are children.
You could see the difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. And the best player I played with, hard to say. I think it's you. Otta Kitashvili from Sturm Graz. Okay. Very good player. Very good I love to play him. It's a little messy.
Little messy, guys. If you could master one skill you don't currently possess, which one would it be?
Flying.
Flying?
Yes,
wow.
I want to fly.
I had a teammate in Liefering that while he was playing, he was doing his license as a pilot.
But without I want to fly like a bird.
Ah! I thought you were to become a pilot.
No.
And that was a fun one. And what is your goal for 2024?
My goal for 2024 is I have the same goal for every year. I want to be happy. Because it includes everything.
That's an awesome
Just
one.
want to be happy.
So, and that is the end of our conversation today. There are no more surprises.
Perfect.
I just want to thank you for coming, and I'm sure that our viewers will take something from these advices, because I think you can learn from his journey as well. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for the invitation.
And see you into the training.
See you.